All right, let's talk about AOC, no, not the politician, Aiden O'Connell here, who had a great performance in this one, I mean, they made the move to move off of Jimmy Garoppolo. I think a lot of people were wondering, okay, is this more of a, hey, let's try to get a good draft pick next year, say, oh, let's check out our rookie. We think he's good. We've seen that happen over the years, and I don't think that that's what the Raiders are doing here. In fact, they're 4-5 now, so we'll still have some work to do to make the playoffs. It's not dead. They're not dead yet, and it's really with the strength of Aiden O'Connell's performance that you can have some optimism. So a lot of this stuff was easy. You're playing the Giants, made the easy throws, but that's always the first step. If you can make it in the NFL, is you got to be able to make the easy throws. What's going to happen on this play is it's going to be Jakobi Meyers, who, again, having a really nice season for the Raiders. It's going to actually be a one-on-one matchup over the middle on this 2nd down and 7. Watch as Aiden O'Connell is going to take the snap. He looks over the middle, and it's a little bit open. Okay, it's wide open. I mean, this is, like I said, easy situation. There were some throws that were not necessarily the highest degree of difficulty type plays. At the same time, though, yes, this should be a completion, right? 100%. If you miss this and somehow don't have it be a completion, like, you don't belong in the NFL. However, one thing I do always harp on is not just making the throw, but putting it in a spot where your receiver can run after the catch. There is room past Jakobi Meyers on this play. And so watch how O'Connell puts it right where Meyers can make the catch, continue running, and pick up a big gain. Again, if all his throws that he made in this game were this degree of difficulty, I wouldn't necessarily be raving too much over it. He did have some other, legitimately impressive throws, I thought. Like this one, one of the big things I also always harp on, and this one I think is much more important, is winning on the outside. And whether it's, usually we talk about that in terms of receivers, but obviously a quarterback is going to have a big hand in that as well. You have Trey Tucker. Trey Tucker is the receiver who's going to be one-on-one on the outside here. So, again, winning in these situations is crucial. In today's NFL, they don't play a lot of single safety deep coverages anymore. Teams aren't trying to, give you this opportunity. But if when you do get these opportunities, you got to be able to take advantage, and that's what O'Connell is going to attempt to do here. As you see, Aiden O'Connell runs a play action, does get all the linebackers moving in, but he cares less about that and is trying to throw the ball down the field, not really worried about something over the middle there. And you see it is open. They're really, quite frankly, it's wide open. I mean, this is what you're hoping for if you're Aiden O'Connell. And as you see, it is a really nice throw. It's maybe a touch too far, but Trey Tucker says, no worries, I got it, lays out and makes the grab. So really good stuff there from Aiden O'Connell and from the Raiders. And again, yes, it's the Giants. I get it. But at the same time, these are the types of plays you want to see from your young quarterback, is being able to hit on these. And again, I said it's perhaps, you could argue, a touch too far. I also do think it's worth mentioning, though, when O'Connell made his decision to make the throw, he doesn't know exactly how open Tucker is going to get. Yes, in hindsight, Trey Tucker got wide open, but he obviously doesn't know how open you're going to get in that specific circumstance. So I really think that that's probably about as exactly where you'd want that throw. Better to put it there than maybe underthrow it in case the defensive back does get his head turned around. Maybe there's that is how interceptions can happen. And again, it was a lot of just stuff like this where it's a 3rd down and 10. This is kind of similar to that first play I showed you, but it's also understanding the concepts and understanding what the defense is playing and how to attack that, where this is going to be a cover 2 man. And again, quarterbacks play different ways. Some are always trying to throw the ball deep down the field and stuff like that. But, when we were doing the draft process, one of the things we were wondering is who could be this year's Brock Purdy, right? A quarterback who no one's really talking about as a star player, and maybe could come in and not necessarily just be a great quarterback in any situation, but if he's in the right situation, could be a really good fit. And one of the guys I thought maybe could be that player was Aiden O'Connell. I said that back in the draft. And I think we're seeing why I saw those things out of him in college. We're seeing them translate to the NFL as well. Again, cover 2 man, oftentimes this slant route over the middle is going to be open. Watch as Aiden O'Connell takes the snap. You see Jakobi Meyers is open over the middle. And if you look at Aiden O'Connell, the ball is out of his hands. He's getting rid of the football quickly, which I know doesn't seem like much, right? I mean, if if this was Derek Carr, he'd easily be doing this, right? But Derek Carr has been in the league for a decade. Rookie Derek Carr maybe would have been a half second later in getting it over there, right? I mean, when you're a young player, one of the most difficult things to do translating to the NFL is getting the ball out of your hands quickly, and I've been very impressed with the speed that Aiden O'Connell gets the ball out of his hands. And also, again, watch this throw. Perfectly on the money. So on that 3rd down and 10, I mean, again, if that's not a perfect throw, it's still a completion, but it's probably not a first down. They probably have to punt the ball and only up 24 points. Who knows what could happen, right? Okay, no. They felt pretty good regardless, but hey, always good to make sure that you can extend the lead if possible. That helped them get a field goal, so that was very good. And also stuff like this, where what's going to happen is this is an all-out blitz that the Giants are in. And actually, something interesting happened just a little bit before what I showed you. I can't let the play show go on forever or it'll get copyright claimed. But Aiden O'Connell actually checked into this play. It was initially supposed to be a running play. He checks it to a passing play. He sees the front and says, let's, not do that. Which I think is just really, again, smart football. And it kind of goes to show, once again, he is that, quarterback, similar to Brock Purdy, a guy coming in, and when he's in a good situation, can also use his, football IQ to help himself out. So now, instead of trying to run the ball through a tough front, it's just Davante Adams trying to win on a one-on-one matchup. Is he going to win on his one-on-one matchup? Well, Aiden O'Connell takes the snap, and again, right here, you see that Adams is about to cut. There is some traffic over the middle, so it's not the easiest of throws to make, but there's a window there. O'Connell is going to make the throw, and they pick up a first down on 3rd and 1. So I know some people will say it's just the Giants, and you had to make easy throws, but you also have to give him some credit for creating some of these situations to make the throws relatively easy, like on that play, understanding it makes more sense to throw the ball than run it, and making that happen. So, I mean, yeah, as a whole, really good performance from Aiden O'Connell. The numbers were good, obviously, but I thought that he just looked good out there and played very well. Again, there is sort of going to always be the asterisk of playing well for a rookie. This wasn't a game that was amazing, like in terms of just regular quarterback standards, but I would still probably consider it a good game just by regular quarterback standards. At the end of the day, he wasn't really making mistakes. He was putting the ball in the right area consistently, making the accurate throws. Like, you can't hold it against him that guys were getting wide open, right? His job is still to make the correct throw as many times as possible, and that's exactly what he was able to do throughout this one. What does this mean for Aiden O'Connell? What does this mean for the Las Vegas Raiders? Well, listen. If they lost this game, it was over, right? If they lost this game, you're saying, well, it's been a good season. You're, 3-6 would be the record if they lost. Almost, a death sentence. The next few games are brutal. You play the Jets, you play the Dolphins, and you play the Chiefs. I mean, it's not out of the question that your season's just over if you lose all 3 of those games. That can happen. I do think winning on Sunday Night Football against the Jets, that would go a long way towards if they are going to make something happen. Which, again, if you're a Raiders fan, you're still feeling like it's possible, right? And if you are going to do it, you have to make sure that you're able to win on Sunday, get back to 500. Hey, they've made the playoffs with an interim head coach before. Why not now? Certainly had a lot more life in them this week. I don't know how long that'll last, but at least you got another week out of it. So interesting stuff by the Raiders. That's what I think. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.